When they don't know he is armed, fatal store shooting, officer wounded in action, and suspect dead. The fatal incident unfolded on January 26th around 8:45 p.m. at a grocery store located along the 2800 block of North Masher Street. Two officers from the 24th District were conducting a routine patrol inside an unmarked Ford Taurus at the time. On that fateful night, the officers parked their unmarked Ford Taurus outside the grocery store, initiating what they anticipated to be a routine security check. Little did they know that this check would unravel into a tragedy that would shake the community to its core, leaving behind questions, grief, and a profound sense of loss. One of the officers ventured inside, armed not only with his duty sidearm, but also with crucial intelligence. There was an individual from the vicinity wanted for a non-fatal shooting warrant. The shooting incident had occurred mere weeks before, casting a shadow of apprehension over the neighborhood. The officer knew the identity of the wanted individual and was aware of his frequent presence in the vicinity of the store. With a sense of purpose, the officer embarked on his mission to locate and potentially apprehend the suspect. Now, the surveillance video released by police shows that Alexander Spencer, an unidentified individual in a black hooded sweatshirt, and a third man identified as 42-year-old Jose Quinones-Mendez can be seen lingering in the back of the store. Their presence hints at an atmosphere tinged with tension and uncertainty, setting the stage for what would unfold next. As the scene unfolds, a fourth man, clad in a light-colored sweatshirt, enters the store and says in Spanish, "They're coming," just before the first officer enters the store. Deputy Commissioner Vanore said that the fourth man's words immediately heightened the officer's suspicion that something was going on in that store. Then, the officer engages in conversation with the man in the light-colored sweatshirt, though it's unclear from the video what's being said. The officer then approaches and speaks with Spencer, Quinones-Mendez, and the man in the black sweatshirt. Despite the lack of audio, the body language of those involved speaks volumes, betraying an undercurrent of apprehension and escalating tension. The officer's partner then walks into the store. Another angle from the surveillance video shows the officers speaking with Spencer, though it is once again unclear what is being said. Deputy Commissioner Vanore's revelation that one of the officers spotted what appeared to be a gun in Spencer's pocket adds another chilling layer of urgency to the situation. The video shows the officers searching Spencer. The surveillance footage captures the chaotic moments that follow as a struggle ensues between the officers and the three men. The frenetic scene unfolds in a blur of motion, culminating in the officers wrestling Spencer to the floor in a desperate bid to regain control of the situation. Spencer is heard shouting, "I can't breathe," as the struggle continues. A gunshot is then heard. Police said it was at that moment when one of the officers was shot in the leg, causing his blood to flow on the floor. The deputy commissioner says, "We now know that he had a double perforating wound, so he was down in a crouch during the struggle. His leg was bent and the bullet goes in his thigh, out his thigh, in the back of his calf, and out the front of his leg. So, one bullet went through 4 times. Police said the video appeared to show that both officers had their weapons holstered when the first shot was fired. Police said the wounded officer then pulled out his gun and tried to shoot Spencer but was unable to do so. His partner, later identified as 33-year-old Rahim Hall, with a single shot, Hall manages to bring an end to the confrontation, tragically ending Spencer's life in the process. The video shows the wounded officer yelling, "I'm shot! I'm shot!" Officer Hall, meanwhile, yells in his radio, "Shots fired." Another angle from the video shows a gun sliding across the floor inside the store after the shooting. Quinones-Mendez and the man in the light-colored sweatshirt are seen filming the officers and Spencer with their phones. Quinones-Mendez then grabs the gun on the floor and leaves the scene. Police said the gun he took belonged to Spencer. On Monday, Philadelphia's police union announced a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to Quinones-Mendez's arrest. Amidst the aftermath of the tragic incident, Roosevelt Poplar, president of the Philadelphia Fraternal Order of Police, issued a stern statement. "Our reward is payable immediately," he declared, emphasizing the urgency in locating the individual involved who was deemed armed and dangerous after fleeing the scene with a firearm. In a swift turn of events, Jose Quinones-Mendez, the individual in question, was apprehended on Wednesday, January 31st. Meanwhile, the wounded officer, having bravely endured the ordeal, was rushed to the hospital and underwent treatment. Miraculously, he was listed in a stable condition and was discharged from the hospital on Monday afternoon. At a press conference on Tuesday morning, District Attorney Krasner and Deputy Commissioner Vanore disclosed a crucial conversation they had with Spencer's family, who passionately urged for the release of the surveillance footage. After witnessing the video, Spencer's family members were left grappling with haunting questions about why the police singled him out that night, especially since he appeared to be doing nothing wrong until the officers approached him. Yvette Spencer said she was willing to accept what the police had told her until she saw the video. "When they came to me on Friday, they told me your son shot a cop, and in turn, the cop shot him," she recounted. "But when I see the video, that's not what they told me. When I saw the video, I saw them attack my son and then kill my son." Her words echoed the anguish and frustration felt by Spencer's family as they grappled with the stark reality of his death, igniting a fervent call for transparency and justice in the investigation. Spencer's family has set up a GoFundMe account to help pay for funeral costs and a proper Islamic burial for him. Before the Philadelphia Police Department revealed the surveillance video capturing the shooting incident, attention was drawn to another video circulating on social media. In the video, two officers lean over Spencer and gunshots are heard, though it's unclear who fired at who. Following the second gunshot, an officer is heard calling for backup while placing his knee on Spencer's head. Police have not released any body cam footage of the shooting. Commissioner Bethel explained that the body-worn cameras worn by the officers were not initially activated and were dislodged during the ensuing struggle. In light of the incident's gravity, the Philadelphia Police Department's officer-involved shooting unit has taken the lead in investigating the matter. Internal Affairs and the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office are also conducting independent investigations to ensure a thorough examination of the events leading up to the shooting and the officers' actions thereafter. Both officers were promptly placed on administrative duty pending the outcome of the investigation. While the police have spoken with the wounded officer, they have yet to interview Officer Hall, as the district attorney's investigation is still ongoing. He is a 6 years veteran of the force. District Attorney Krasner has indicated that the investigation could take up to 90 days to complete. As the investigation unfolds, the officers remain in administrative roles, awaiting further developments and the eventual conclusion of the inquiry.